London is a very old city. Its name, London, came from the Romans. They came here in 43 AD. People did live on the banks of the River Thames before the Romans, but we don't know very much about them. The Romans were the first to build houses and a bridge over the river. The first name of the town was Londinium, and even today you can still see a part of the Roman wall near the Museum of London. The history of this city is very old and interesting, and we can see the buildings that came from the past. Let's have a look at them. If you go to London, you must visit them. The Tower of London. Over the centuries, it has been a castle, a prison, and then a castle again. Now it's a museum. There is a legend which says, if the ravens ever leave the tower, Britain will fall. So a population of ravens still lives in the tower, and there is a special man who looks after them. He is the Raven Master. It is the most famous building in London, and about 2 million tourists visit it every year. You can visit the Bloody Tower and the White Tower. Not far away from the tower is Tower Bridge. It is the most famous bridge in London. It was built in 1894. Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is Queen Elizabeth's home in London. Every morning at 11:30, the soldiers at Buckingham Palace change the guard. It usually takes about 30 minutes, and hundreds of tourists go to Buckingham Palace to watch it. At the palace, you can visit the Royal Mews. This is a house for the Queen's horses and coaches. At the same time, you can visit the Queen's Gallery, where you will be able to see paintings from all over the world. Westminster Abbey is another old building in London. It is more than 900 years old. Every King and Queen of England was crowned in this church. Near Westminster Abbey are the Houses of Parliament, with another symbol of London, Big Ben's Clock Tower. What else can you visit in London? You might visit theatres or cinemas, listen to wonderful music in the Royal Opera House in Covent Garden, or the Royal Albert Hall in Kensington Gore. You can walk in Hyde Park, visit London Zoo, where you can see many exotic animals, and watch as the zookeepers feed them. You might have lunch in a cafe, or in a restaurant, or see the city from the London Eye, an observation wheel which is on the bank of the River Thames. If you want to learn more about the history of London, visit the Museum of London, where you can see Roman artifacts dating from the 3rd century AD. There are lots of other interesting exhibitions there too. Well, as you can see, there are a lot of interesting places in London. Which one would you like to visit first?